building partnerships that invest in world-class facilities. Welcome to Chicago at Play.
The Park District is one of the proud sponsors of Dare to Try, and that's our primary program that we have right now for athletes with physical disabilities and visual impairments to train for marathons, triathlons, 5Ks, 10Ks. It's really the purest of marathons for people with disabilities. It's not hand cycling, it's a push chair. So it is the equivalent to those thousands of people who are training throughout the city for the marathon.
Athletes from across the city come together to train for one of the most grueling sports, the Chicago Marathon. And these athletes do it in a wheelchair.
Always like pushing yourself and seeing, and it just, another goal to set for yourself and just see really how far you can push yourself, to what level you can compete, and eventually try to race with the elite wheelchair athletes and see how far you could push your body, basically.
One thing about this guy, he was a very good college football player before he was injured, and guys like me and Adam, we're a little skinnier than him. It's scary getting next to him in a racing wheelchair,
Recently, some athletes came out to 31st Street Harbor to inspire others with their training regimen.
5 days a week we're on the rollers or pushing outside, and then being in the gym just for strength and keeping the body conditioned to put that many miles in. Thursdays is with Dare to Try, their practices, and Tuesdays, RIC, the Rehab Institute of Chicago, has their cycling down here. It's good meeting other people in the community on those days and inspiring new people that come out to, maybe someday do the marathon or do a triathlon, or, just get out and be active even if they don't want to compete.
The reason people should be active is because, just like, the rest of the population, secondary health conditions are a big problem within the disability community. So people think that having a disability is this negative life consequence, but the reality is disability is a part of the diversity of the world, and people with disabilities live full and active lives just like the rest of the world. And so taking care of things like obesity, keeping your weight down, and worrying about diabetes, all those secondary health conditions are much more debilitating than having a physical disability. That's why being a part of our programs is important.
As with any sport, you can only perform as well as the equipment you are using.
The worst thing you'd ever want to do is push in my chair at 26.2 miles. No, the best way to really kind of describe, a racing wheelchair is like a car. The chair that I'm in right now, this is low gear. So I'm good at the first two pushes are good and quick. But a racing chair is built for speed. Those chairs can get upwards of 50 plus miles an hour on a good downhill.
Okay, so this is a racing wheelchair. And you have certain special gloves that you wear when you push, because the rim's actually coated in tire, so it's a friction thing. You have friction from the tire and the rubber on the gloves to propel yourself. So the difference between this and a hand cycle is there's no gears on this. So it's all with your arms propelling yourself, to where a bike has gears.
The elite racers, we'll probably see, a record again in either the men's or the women's division this year, where, they'll be around probably an hour, 20 minutes, hour, 30 minutes.
The whole racing chair together probably weighs around 20 pounds, so they're fairly light. They are expensive. They're about a little over $2,000 and about $1,000 for the wheels. So it does get expensive, but that's just like any other sport. There's a lot of grants and stuff you could get for equipment, and Dare to Try, you can get equipment and start from there, and then if you really like the sport, you could purchase your own equipment. But there's always loaner equipment to try it out before you go spend the money.
The Chicago Park District has many opportunities for people with disabilities to train for marathons, bicycle races, and other sports. You can also volunteer to help some world-class athletes. To find out more, visit chicagoparkdistrict.com.
Giving back is rewarding, and so I try to volunteer and give back where I can, and in the long run, you feel better about yourself knowing, maybe you help somebody or change somebody.